So we've got a long road ahead of us. We gotta go over to the Historical Society, but we're gonna explore around a while first because there are some things I want to show you. There are a few things around here I want to check. And you'll notice now the nurses are outside now. Best avoid those because you can see they've got pipes. And we have limited bullets. Oh, there's some health. You ever wonder what's in those health drinks? I do. I guess they're supposed to be ordinary energy drinks that kind of give you a shitload of caffeine and amp you up. We got some handgun bullets. And we got an ampule. Yeah, we got the good drug now. Kinda makes you crazy and invincible for like 2.5 seconds. Damn, there's 3 of them. Shit. Yeah, I wonder what's in those things. Hate the crunching sound like they make. It's like there's something wrong with their jaws or their mouths or heads are cracking open or something. Ooh, here's a buttload of bullets. Got rifle shells, which you don't have the rifle yet. So we got shells for a gun we don't have yet. We got shotgun shells. And we got more shotgun shells. Yeah. I had Alessa use one of those things to clean her hands in a fanfic. She said it burned. Like a coal burning. That's why I imagine that thing is. Yeah, let's just get out of here. James, run. Yeah, cause let's face it, those are no earthly ingredients they're putting in those health drinks, you know, that's gotta be some, I don't know what the hell it is, but it's probably some gods or some spirits involved in making that stuff, so you're probably not better off drinking too much of it. God, they're everywhere now. Alright, so we got 31 shotgun shells. Got 31 handgun bullets, so we're alright on the shotgun, not so much on the handgun ammo. There's a cheat you can use, the bullet adjust to adjust the number of bullets you get, but nah, unless I'm just playing the game for fun and relaxation, I don't really use that, like, come on. Like one of my favorite YouTube players says, that's for babies. Babies are when you just really don't want any type of challenge. Which sometimes I don't, you know, sometimes I just want to play the game and enjoy the story and the setting, because I really love exploring this town. I loved exploring it in the first Silent Hill 1, and I love exploring it here. Even if it's not quite as creative here. They took away many of the unusual ads that really made the town interesting in the first game. A lot of stuff based off of Stephen King and old TV shows and novels and even bands. Plus, they can see they're giving you a lot of resources. You just have to go out of your way to find them. Everything's dark as hell though, so there is that. Not a health drink, is it? Nope. I wish you could enter into more of the buildings though, and if this were a PS3 or PS4 game you probably would. I think it's limited because of the PS2. Okay, so I think we got all there is to get around here. Sure, there's probably some other health drinks or ammo, but nah, it's not worth it. Especially since, as you can see, the handgun will actually become far less useful in a little while. You won't really be relying on it as much. You'll be using solely the shotgun and the rifle. Alright, so we got 51, got 31 shells, got 4 rifle shells. Think we're good. Got an ampule, restores energy by relieving pain. Effects are powerful. So basically it gets you high, so you anything. You can get smacked by a pipe and you'll just shrug it off. Like you'll just shrug it off like you're Captain America or Black Panther. Anyone see the closing ceremony for the Olympics? That was awesome. And I like the little preview they gave for Tokyo and Japan next time. I mean Tokyo and China next time. Tokyo for the summer, China for the winter. That was the dancing pandas. That was pretty cool. Pretty neat. Oh, and now you see we got a new enemy now. I think these are called the mandarins hanging under there. They have another name, but I forget what it is right now. They're not really a threat as long as you avoid them. This door. The closers from Silent Hill 3, except smaller, and they're just underneath the frame or the fence, whatever that thing is. So they're not really a threat as long as you don't let them touch you, basically, with the blades that come out of the arm, those sharp blades. Other than that, they're pretty harmless. They're unsettling, but they're not a threat. Especially since you don't go through many of those areas with the fenced in floor. You only have like 2 or 3 in the entire game. I think you have 3. There's one here. There's one in the labyrinth, which we'll see later on, and then there's one near the end in the hotel. But other than that, they only appear 3 times. So they're not really a big issue. So I think normally you're supposed to encounter this traitor first after you complete the hospital. Here, obviously we already went there. I think we're gonna save just in case something odd happens. You never know. Game could get stuck, recording could go bad, something awful could happen, so let's just save here and not take any chances. So we're probably gonna save Historical Society. I think that'll be a good stopping point, because then we're going to descend into the abyss, which is a lot more, I don't know if I'd say a lot more dangerous, but it's definitely darker than this. Might have to turn up the brightness for that, depending on how it goes. I like the quote about the abyss that you found from the hospital director in his room, in his office. Reminds me of the quote from Batman in Crisis on Two Earths. You know what he said to Owlman? He said we both stared, or we both looked into the abyss. The only difference is you blinked. Meaning that Batman stared into it but he came out alright, whereas Owlman stared into it but he let it consume him. Got shotgun shells. More shotgun shells. Alright, so we're packing. We got 43 shotgun shells, so that's probably around 21 fulls that we can put down with the shotgun. There's a spray can. We haven't used this yet. You don't want to use that if you're playing a regular game and trying to get a good rating, because that will knock stars off of your ranking. that little spray can, even if you only use it once. So you really don't want to use it. There's a car stuck on the road. People always ask, why don't in horror movies, why don't you use the cars to just get out of here? Well, here that you can't. The cars are pretty much frozen. They're all either damaged or they're out of gas or they just plain don't work. So there's no getting out of there. Like how they don't move unless you approach them. Those are mannequins, which makes sense. You know, mannequins are still, so obviously they wouldn't be moving in real life. It also kind of makes sense in that if you don't approach them, they're not a threat. That means that you don't have to kill them unless you really want to. You know, you have to go out of your way to kill them, which really shows some aggressiveness on James's part. Otherwise, you're just plain old mannequins. Now that I think about it, I think one of the posters in Silent Hill 3 that you find in the office building uses this exact mannequin. I never noticed it before, but seeing that pose now, I'm just getting it. How creepy would it be if that phone suddenly started to ring right in the middle of nowhere? You know, there's nobody else on the town, just James and him. James and the monsters, and suddenly the phone starts ringing. Someone's calling him specifically. Oh, there's the nurses again. See, it's tough because I want to go around collecting some of the ammo and some of the health, but there are way too many nurses and they will beat you to death with those pipes, so you don't want to linger around too long in the open street. Got rifle shells next to the Burger King ripoff. They see me? Yeah, happy burger. And I think there was a Queen burger in the first game. I used that in a fic, and I'll be honest, I stated up front that it was a Burger King ripoff, you know. I know that it's just because they can't use the real ones, you know, in the game because of copyright, but I don't find it hard to imagine that in some other parallel world that certain restaurants could rip off Burger King and McDonald's and all that stuff and Exxon Gas, and you know, Burger King and McDonald's couldn't do anything about it because it's a free country. As long as you don't use the exact name, what are they gonna do, sue you? Alright, so let's go to the bar first and check out there because there's a new message waiting for us there. Yeah, let's avoid that mannequin. There's also, as you can see, some ammo and health scattered around everywhere on the steps to the houses and stuff like that. Right, Bar Neely's. You know, I don't know if I mentioned it, but supposedly the reason it does is because the Japanese developers had never been to America and they had never seen an American bar, so they had no idea what it actually looked like, which is pretty neat. They invented their own bar, which is now in a fictional town, so hey, you improvise when you don't know. Oh, here's something new. If you really want to see Mary, you should just die. But you might be heading to a different place than Mary, James. Yeah, that's not ominous. There's a warning right there. You're basically going to hell if you continue on. It's very sexist, but a lot of fans At least back when this game was popular, used to they they used the joke for this line here that, because of Maria, instead of saying what it says here, they would go online, they would say, there was a whore here, she's gone now. It's one of those things that you kind of laugh about, even though you know how horrible sexist it is. Because come on, Maria's, yeah, she flirts a lot and she's sex, but she hasn't actually done anything. She hasn't really done anything that's too extreme or out there, so just having some fun at her expense. But there's the plus, there's the other interpretation on it. You could say there was a hole here. I hate those types of jokes, but some fans use them. Although, as you'll see later on, Mary has her own problems, so she's not picture perfect either. She may be a bit more sweeter, and kindlier, but she has her own issues. It ain't like Mary's also perfect and Maria's a piece of shit. Like they're both flawed human beings. Let me put it that way. So here's our wrench, which you'll need for the park. Or perhaps you are a fool. The truth usually betrays people. A part of that abyss is in the old society. The key to the society is in the park. At the foot of the praying woman inside of the ground, inside of a box. To open it, I need a wrench. My patient buried it there. I knew, but did nothing. It may be uneasy to have such a thing near. I wasn't looking for the truth, I was looking for tranquility. I also saw that thing. I fled, but the museum was sealed as well. Now no one dares to approach that place. If you still do not wish to stop, James, I pray to the Lord to have mercy on your eternal soul. Yeah, so that brings topic of debate, and without getting into major spoilers later on, without getting into what happens later on, a lot of people think that, or they say that Pyramid Head is only there for James. He's specifically there to torment James for whatever reason. Maybe that will get clearer later on. We may get clearer on that, but here he is, the hospital director, saying that he also saw Pyramid Head right there. So obviously, to me, Pyramid Head is not just a monster that's exclusively there for James. I like to think Pyramid Head is a force of nature in the town, that he takes on different shapes and distinct shapes depending on what the person here is pursuing needs. So it's an all-purpose monster. It's not just something that appears for one guy and then disappears afterwards, because obviously he's been here a long time before James even set foot in the town. That's also interesting because it seems a lot of people are also kind of getting forewarning that James was coming to the town. Either they were getting visions of him, or they already knew of him somehow, which says to me that the town has a greater influence over its citizens than they can even imagine. To the point where even his own patient knew about James, knew that James was coming there, or else he just knew there was something wrong with the historical society. It's also interesting because, like you see, they sealed that place, so even in the real world, assuming we're not in the real world, it's still sealed and haunted. So like, it is a place that people are actually scared of in the real world. It's not just messed up here, it's messed up in every layered dimension you can possibly imagine. I gotta say, the historical society is one of my favorite little places in the entire game. Probably in the entire town, period. We don't get to see it again in Silent Hill 3 because they skip you right over it. One of the few things I don't like about that game, the fact that they don't let you explore again to see what's changed in 13 or 15 years. That sucks. But other than that, yeah, this is really one of my favorite little places. So I know James is gonna get tired and really resent this, but we're gonna have to run for it. There's way too many of these nurses and other monsters around. There's a place around here somewhere. I don't know if I should try to find it or not, where the monsters will actually drop down on you from the rooftop. That, come on. I'm gonna die for that. Why you have to come and hit me? I wasn't doing anything to you. Yeah, let's just skip it. Let's just say there's a place around here where the monsters will drop off from the rooftop. I think it's around near the Mexican restaurant where we got the wrench. It's kind of cool to see, but we don't really need to see it. It's just wasting time. So we actually gotta head for that door. The door earlier that was closed in the daytime. The one that said it opened into nighttime. Into nightmares. That's where we gotta go. Got a first aid kit. Oh, we completely went the wrong way. Motherfucker. See, I'm terrible at these types of games without the map. I'm one of those people where you have to be pulling the map out every 5 minutes. The YouTube player I follow is the same way, but the issue with him is that he doesn't really get the Resident Evil maps, because they are a little complicated, so he pulls out the map, but it's not really any use in most of the games he plays. But yeah, I will get confused. Well, even a game that I've played 1,000 times, I still gotta pull out the map to know where I'm going. Like I said in Silent Hill Origins, they actually penalize you for that. It's not really an achievement, but you can get if you only use the map 3 times. And what I do is I just ended up using the GameFAQs map on the internet, because there's no way I'd remember otherwise. See, look at it, going the wrong way again. Especially in that game where you have one particular section, the asylum for, it's like a half mental asylum, half tuberculosis ward. You can get really lost in there really easily. It's dark. No matter how much you turn up the brightness, it stays dark. And it's also huge. Like, it's almost a little ridiculous even that this huge thing is built outside of the main town. Like, it just keeps expanding outward and outward with every subsequent entry until they finally stopped with Downpour, because that was the last game. They continued on with Kojima's game and Guillermo del Toro, Silent Hills, which I was really looking forward to playing, and fucking Konami canceled it, along with all of the other AAA games. The town would have become a virtual city, practically a metropolis. Like, it just kept expanding and growing with every entry, even as the town got more and more deserted and desolate, and was full of nothing but fog and monsters and freaks. You know, cultists. Just kept growing larger and larger, which was kind of ridiculous because, like many people pointed out, who's actually building this stuff? You know, there's no more tourism. Yeah, let her pass by. Oh, she would stand right there, wouldn't she? Yeah, there's usually some health around here. come on. Really? Yeah, let's just get to the park. There's a lot of ammo and health around here, but it's not really worth pursuing. Let's just get to the park. Too many of those fucking nurses. How did they multiply too? They became so numerous now that Maria died. I guess it's guilt James is feeling for not saving her, but damn, like that's overkill. Got like 100 of them now on the streets. And they come in packs too. Yeah, let's just get out of here to the safety of the park. The first gate kit. We're gonna need this for the end, possibly. This is not working. Seriously, I am getting. And I've played this game like 100 times. This is not working though. Alright, so we gotta make a left. Damn, narrowly missed being hit by that pipe. James, just run like a dog is chasing you. At least it's not as bad as in Silent Hill 3 where the nurses have guns. That really sucked. Because you know they started off with no weapons or just Silent Hill 1. They've got pipes now in Silent Hill 2. And then they've got guns in Silent Hill 3, so they just kept getting progressively worse and worse. Oh, and of course Rosebud Park's closed. There's a nice mailbox. Yeah, let's just go in here. Really? Got another ampule. Man, James is gonna be getting high as fuck off those things. Okay, so that's leading back to the pier. So that's not where we wanna go. Is there anything around here? Nope. Here it is. I think it's around here somewhere. There we go. There it is. At the foot of the praying woman. Victim of persecution by the Christians, Jennifer Carroll lived with pride and honor. What happened here shall never be forgotten. The ground is raised up only here. Could there be something under here? Will you dig? Yes. So that shows an important bit of history lore from the town as far as the order. Where you could see the Christians in the town were persecuting the order members. That's left, didn't they? Because look at what the town is now. I don't think you'd find a single Christian left there now, and with the way it is. The small metal box is fastened by bolts. I can't open the lid. She's also one of their patron saints, Saint Jennifer. You'll see that in Silent Hill 3. But yeah, the order sure got the last laugh in that situation, didn't they? Where's the wrench? There it is. Use the wrench. And we got an, what was that? Old bronze key. Antique looking bronze key. Alright, so now that we got that, we can get out of here. Because I hear the nurses coming. Damn, did they seriously follow him all the way from there? From over here? That's ridiculous. I think there's some ammo in the gazebo, but I'm not going back there. Wow, that was a close one. Alright, so now that we got that, we can officially get the hell out of here. But we gotta go all the way up to the very edge of Nathan Avenue, where we couldn't go the first time because Maria stopped us. You remember she said Laura wasn't going that way, so we gotta go there now. But that also means that the guy who left ammo behind is still there. So we should be able to pick that up. Silent Hill Historical Society. What's that say? The stories of the past? Truth? Something like that. What's that say? The early period of Toluca? The facts? Those are some interesting billboards. I wish we could get a closer look at them. See what that one says. Silent Hill Tavern tours. We probably can if you use some cheat like the action replay device and the codes to look at the different textures, or maybe on the computer. I'd love to see what some of those things really say. There's Lakeside Amusement Park, one of my favorite settings and one of the big settings in Silent Hill 3. Toluca Lake, keep the natural, no, keep the nature. Yeah, we could use a bit more nature in real life. Is there any over here? Nope. Oh, here's one. Texon gas. Will you leave me alone? I'm trying to read the billboards. Your ad. So that one's obviously for rent. rod from here. Food and drink, Pete's Bowl-orama. Quiet cocktails. To Lakeside Amusement Park and Lakeview Hotel. It's too bad James can't just take the boat over there. That'll save a lot of trouble and cut back on a lot of the journey. So let me see if I can get the ammo from the guy who's around here somewhere. It's a lot more difficult to see since it's nighttime than it is in the daytime, but he is around here somewhere. The Lakeview Hotel. Notice how that one's torn down. There's actually a kind of a hint of things to come. I never really noticed that one before. But yes, the only one of the boards that's torn down. That's actually kind of symbolic. Okay, here it is. He's around. Let's see. Oh, wow, they completely cut us off. Oh, here he is. There's a map here. Yeah, you map at the beginning of the game. That'll show you the 3 key points, the 3 key locations where you have to go. Got some rifle shells. Got some handgun bullets. Notice also that all of the bodies that are maimed that we come across are basically turning into the monsters. They're kind of warped. Alright, so we got all the ammo we're gonna get, so let's just get back to the Historical Society and save, and I think we'll call it a night. Did anybody see Black Panther? Oh, it was awesome. Probably one of Marvel's best movies. Probably number 2. I'm not sure I'd put it at 1, but it's definitely one of the top 2 best from the series. Chadwick Boseman killed it. So did Michael B. Jordan. Alright, here we are. Silent Hill Historical Society. It's a nice little building, I suppose. Kind of small, but important. You know what they say, in most situations size doesn't matter. So yeah, it's still pretty cool even though it's a small little building. There's an odd picture that unfortunately we can't examine. Kind of looks like a prison cell, doesn't it? Or maybe the early version of the Historical Society? A church of some kind? Alright, let's save. because we're coming up on 40 minutes and I don't like to record videos that are too long. Makes it too difficult to upload to YouTube. Motorhome. Alright, so we're at 5 hours 16 minutes. Got a lot done tonight. We failed to save Maria, but we got out of the hospital. We finally got out of there. Got some ammo. Got a ton load of health and supplies, so we're ready to go next time. When we come back next time, we're gonna go straight down into the abyss from here, because this leads to pretty much what is basically an underground labyrinth that is huge and includes a prison section, so we'll cover that next time. I hope you are enjoying the playthrough. I know I am. I always love this game. Even though it's not my favorite of the series, it's still one of my top 2 favorite from the series, with the first one being Silent Hill 3. You know, the soundtrack here is awesome. It has some of the best songs in the entire series. The story is incredible, and as you can see, the mood is kind of interesting even compared. So this is definitely a favorite of mine, and I always enjoy replaying it every year or so, or every couple years at least. Depends on when I have the time. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Oh, and if you wonder why I say see you again, bye bye, it's because of that, because of the guy in the elevator, the game show host. I always love his segment. It's just so bizarre and surreal. Like, you've never seen anything like that in a game before, and I've never seen anything in a like that in a game before since. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.